The Torah's voice, lessons from Deuteronomy. Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of wisdom and keepers of faith. When we open the Torah, we are not merely reading history. We are stepping into a conversation between God and His people. And nowhere does that conversation speak with more clarity, urgency, and love than in the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, Devarim, meaning words, is the fifth book of the Torah, yet it reads like the beating heart of the whole. It is Moses' farewell speech to Israel, a leader's final plea, a prophet's final sermon, a father's final blessing before his children cross into the promised land. In its pages, the Torah becomes not just law, but life, not just commandments, but covenant. 1. The Torah teaches through remembrance. Deuteronomy begins by calling the people to remember. Remember what the Lord your God has done, Moses repeats again and again. Remember the deliverance from Egypt. Remember the manna in the wilderness. Remember the covenant at Sinai. The Torah teaches that faith is built on memory. We are not to live as people who forget who we are or where we've come from. When the people remember, they remain humble. When they forget, they grow proud. And that pride leads to exile. Deuteronomy shows us that true obedience begins not with fear, but with gratitude, remembering what God has already done for us. 2. The Torah teaches through relationship. The heartbeat of Deuteronomy is found in Deuteronomy 6:4-5, known as the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength. In these words, the Torah teaches that obedience is not mere rule-keeping. It is relationship. It is love expressed in action. It is loyalty expressed in daily life. Moses does not present God as distant or unreachable, but as near. Near in word, near in heart, near in every breath of life. To love God is to walk with Him, to honor Him in how we treat others, and to teach His ways diligently to our children. 3. The Torah teaches through renewal. Deuteronomy is not simply a retelling of old laws. It is a renewing of the covenant. The generation that heard God's voice at Sinai has passed, and a new generation stands ready to enter Canaan. So Moses speaks again the words of the Torah, not to change them, but to renew them. In this, the Torah teaches that every generation must choose God anew. Faith is not inherited like land, it is embraced like love. We must hear the commandments for ourselves, live them for ourselves, and pass them on through our example. As Deuteronomy 30:19 declares, I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that both you and your descendants may live. The Torah teaches us that faith is not static. It is a daily choice to walk in covenant with the living God. 4. The Torah teaches through consequence. Deuteronomy does not shy away from truth. It warns Israel that blessing and curse both flow from the same covenant, that freedom brings responsibility, and that forgetting God brings sorrow. But even in warning, there is mercy. For Moses foretells that though Israel may fall away, God will not forget His people. When they seek Him with all their heart and soul, He will gather them again, for His covenant is eternal and His love unbreakable. This is how the Torah teaches, through both promise and consequence, justice and mercy, discipline and grace. 5. The Torah teaches through love and legacy. In his final moments, Moses does not build monuments or armies. He builds words, words that will outlast stone and empire. He teaches Israel to love God, to care for the stranger, to honor the widow and orphan, to leave gleanings for the poor, and to remember that they too were once slaves in Egypt. The Torah's teaching reaches its highest point here, in the understanding that holiness is not only about how we worship, but how we live. It is not about escaping the world, but redeeming it through compassion, justice, and love. Conclusion: the living Torah. So what does Deuteronomy teach us today? It reminds us that the Torah is not a relic of the past. It is a living covenant that still speaks. It calls each of us to remember, to renew, to choose life, to love deeply, and to walk humbly before our God. In Deuteronomy, Moses does not only hand down law, he hands down heart. He shows that the Torah's truest teaching is not written on tablets of stone, but upon the human soul. And in that sense, every time we remember, obey, and love, the words of Deuteronomy live again. Thank you.